This is one of my favorite trades because it has a great risk reward, 3-to-1. I'm going to show you very quickly how you can spot this, but you just have to be patient, and that's the hard part. So let's get into the trade. The stock I'm going to be talking about is AKRO, and this is on September 14th, 2022. You can see this red arrow here. On this day is the day that I was trading it. Now I want to explain why I was looking at the stock to begin with. I always want to look at the daily chart and look back. What has this stock done before? Because if it has run before, then I may be interested in that. If it has a ton of resistance overhead, I want to know where. So that's what I'm looking for. And in this chart, there's really no real big area of risk or in terms of resistance. There's no big resistance zone. You could have some area up in here, but the volume is very low. So that doesn't really bother me. With that being said, the first thing I want to see is where did it come from? I want to take this time to say thank you to our sponsor, Cobra Trading. Cobra Trading is the go-to broker for day traders and short sellers. And I'm not the only one saying this. In fact, Benzinga awarded Cobra Trading as the go-to broker for short selling. They have a heavy focus on direct market access order routing, so you have the fastest execution. They have some of the best locate prices and availability. They also have amazing customer service. I've experienced many different brokers, and it's why I use them every single day and why I'm proud to have them as our sponsor. Sign up now by clicking the Be the Trader referral link below and earn 1 free month of software with Cobra and 25% off all commissions. Now let's get back to the show. With this chart, you can see that this stock ran from 12 all the way up to about $16 or $29, which is about 135% of a run up. That is something that interests me. This thing is overextended. So I want to start watching it for a play. And on this day is the day I end up playing it because I see it run up. So the first thing is I'm not playing that first day. I want to see it move and gap up. Once it makes its big move, then the next day, if it's looking weak, if there's signs of crack, then I will be getting in short because the odds are more in my favor. This thing has just run up a ton. There's going to be a lot of people who are up on their positions. They're going to want to take profits when they wake up and they're up 135% overnight. And then you have short sellers who are shorting it on the first day and they're putting that extra selling pressure. With that being said, I want to show you what it looks like intraday. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in here on the 5-minute. And this is the day that I played. Remember, the red arrow. And if you're curious about the software, I'm actually using TradingView. TradingView is a great software. I've been playing with it a lot behind the scenes and I'm finally showing you guys on YouTube. And it's something I really love and enjoy. And you'll see, as you can see some of the things I can do here when I'm explaining things, it's easier for you to see, which is what I love. And you can see earlier, I was showing you how much it went up. It's super simple. By just pressing hotkeys, you can easily do things. With that being said, if you're interested in TradingView, there's a link below. It does help me out and it's a good way to say thank you to the show, but it also helps you out because you get a great deal and a great software. With that being said, going back to AKRO, this stock closed around $29.05. So we'll just say $29, right? So right around this area. So it closed around this area. We'll make it green just so it's easier to see, right? That just makes sense. That way you guys can see. I might have not played it right away. I might have given it some time to show me weakness. But this stock was opening and gapping down into the open. And when it does that, that's showing me that there's some weakness and it's possible we could be turning over and having some selling pressure. I don't know if it's definitely going to happen. I never know that. But what I do know is the odds are stacking more in my favor. And when I'm starting to short this area, I'm actually going to be risking this $30 mark because I'm not sure how this is going to pan out. I want to give myself plenty of room. And then once I start to see it work, then maybe I'll start moving my risk down. But I don't know what's going to happen at the open. So when I take the trade, and as you can see here, just so you know, I took the trade at the open, covered along the way, and it ended up doing really well. And I was really happy about this execution. And that's something I want you to be able to do as well. So let me go and thoroughly explain what I did. At the opening of the day, if we zoom in here, let's go to a 1 minute. On the 1 minute chart, you'll see that it pops up. And I actually took a short before the open, right before the open, because I thought it's going to be gapping down, it looks weak. That's one of my signals that I need to be into this play because it's going to be the first red day after a big move, a momentum shift. Now, when that is happening, I took a small position right before the open, and then it spiked. And I was okay with that because I only had a quarter size. And then once it actually spiked and then rejected at the open, this is something that gave me confidence where I wanted to size in, risking the prior high. Now at that moment, I want to be risking around this area, which is really close to $30. So at the end of the day, it's pretty much the same risk. But now I'm more confident in holding my risk, and I'm going to be able to size in on these pops. And if you didn't get in here, you had this other opportunity on this pop here, which is a beautiful sign with the long wick that shows you that there is some selling pressure. Anytime I see, let's go ahead and zoom in here like this, I want to be able to take advantage of that and maybe add some more size in the future. This play, I did not do that, but that's something I want to do in the future. And as you guys see this, there's other opportunities to get in. You don't have to chase. Most stocks do bounce, right? They're not just super smooth all the way up and all the way down. There are some like that, especially in penny stocks and in OTCs, because there's a ton of manipulation there. But for the most part, stocks do range, right? They're going to range up, range down in a trend. I want to show you why am I covering at certain levels. This, is kind of an art, but also I would say it's a science. I'm going to be covering at key levels on the chart that are important to me. This is a prior area that was of importance, so I'm covering some pieces, but I'm also recycling them on pops. And I end up adding on each of these pops because I was recycling my shares. And recycling your shares, this could be something that you can use to help you add to a winner, but not add risk. You take some profits off, add it back. Take some profits off, add it back. So your risk stays the same dollar-wise on your position. However, your risk does not stay the same if you are to take the loss because you've already been recycling your shares. Sure, there's a case where you don't get to recycle because it just cracks and goes down further. That can happen. But that's something I'm aware of and I'm okay with. I'd rather pay myself along the way and recycle them if the opportunity is given. Now, when this stock starts to fade, there's something that's important. I covered some more of my position down here near the lows, and I didn't know this was going to be the low. I actually wanted this to go down much further, 25. But I do know over time, around 1030, right? Around 1030, as you can see here, right around 1030, 1025, 1030 starts to pop. Anytime around midday, I notice that there is actually momentum to the upside or a reversal. It could be if you're long and it finally starts to reverse. I don't know why it does that. There's a lot of people who claim that it's because everyone's going to lunch. We're getting closer to midday, 11 o'clock, 12, lull time. If that happens, great. But all I know is through history, I see that tend to happen, especially after such a hold levels. It typically would happen around lunchtime though, 10:45, 11, or right around that time. I've noticed that they do come back. Many traders talk about this and they give it different names. Just know that this does happen. So because of that, I'm going to take some more profits. And there's something I want to improve on. You can see here on the chart, I actually took some profits off right in this area, which I am not happy with. But at the same time, I'm a little conflicted because on the 5-minute, you can see it's holding VWAP before it pops. That's something that makes me okay covering some, but I still had half left, which I covered at the lows of 26. And then this little quick add and cover is just trying to catch a panic. So going back to the cover that I did right in this area, I wasn't too happy with that, mainly because I want to give it a chance to pull back and show that it's a higher low. In this case, we just have a push up with no pullback really until here. And this pullback proves that it's going to go down lower. So that's something I could have done better on. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that I kept half because we were into midday. As you can see, we're at midday, as I mentioned earlier. So things tend to reverse. And when that happens, I want to be able to protect myself. So that's what I ended up doing. And it ended up fading quite nicely. And I covered the majority in the 26s. And then also took a quick add and took it off for break even because I thought we could have that panic, which we did right at the close to 26.60, but you really couldn't get out there because there was like no volume. With this trade, the reason why I really enjoy is because you can easily spot it. Let's go ahead and delete all of these lines, make it clean, go to the daily chart, reset the chart, and we can easily see you cannot miss this trade. You can clearly see that it's overextended. So the problem with a lot of traders are going to have is patience. And this is the biggest problem that a lot of us have. And I myself can be included in that at times. Right now I've been doing much better, being more focused and only trading my personal bread and butter setups that I've learned over the years and really getting back to what helps me be consistent. And this is one of them. So again, if you're interested in learning more, hit the subscribe button, share the show with another friend, and we appreciate it so much. Have a great day and God bless.